Hi, Karen Nygaard here, telling you this week about the diet cycle, that you might actually be stuck in the diet cycle and not even realize it. But first, let me tell you what it is and then how you get out of it from a holistic approach that no longer continues to keep you in it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit screen share so that you can see this picture. So here we have the diet cycle. At the top, start a diet. Usually you think, oh, this is going to cause the weight to come off the way that I want it to come off. And the way that what diets introduce is food rules, restrictions, and restricting either in calories or in terms of food groups, right? And all these other food rules. And we probably have some success in of that we lose adipose tissue off our body. Fat, adipose tissue is fat, stored energy on our body. We release some of that stored energy. But after a while, because it's restriction, then we start to feel deprivation. And when we feel deprived, we start to have food cravings. And then when the cravings get too hard to resist or to willpower our way through, then we give in. And when we give in, we feel guilt and we feel shame. And that feels terrible. So what do? We usually will eat more. We'll binge for a while. Some of us do. Or we think, I know what we got to do. We got to either get back on that diet again, or we got to restrict even harder and really be hard on ourselves and keep doing it. That's the solution to this guilt and shame. And round and round and round it goes. The way I teach within my program, I teach my clients that we have to get rid of this diet cycle completely. And we dismantle it bit by bit by bit. But one really powerful way to start is with the guilt and shame. We want to get rid of the guilt and shame, because if we put, instead of guilt and shame, if we put different emotions like love, acceptance, empowerment, commitment, dedication, full acceptance, if we put these types of emotions, then this whole cycle wouldn't be a cycle. Or if it was a cycle, it'd be an upward moving cycle, not a downward moving cycle. And let me explain what I mean by that. This is a chart of emotions that I use in my practice. I want you to notice the upward spiraling emotions. It's kind of small if you're looking, especially on your phone, but everything that's above the medium in the middle of this chart are what I would call high frequency emotions. And high frequency emotions are upward spiraling, meaning they lift you up, they encourage you, they change you, they give you the amount of energy that you need to get the job done. So if you have goals or things you want to achieve or ways that you want to grow as an individual, and in this case, if you want to release fat off your body, these are the types of emotions you want to tap yourself into. Yet so often, especially if you've been dieting, and especially if you have years and years and years, like many of us, spending our time with diets. What happens is what's below the median point. Down below are downward spiraling emotions, guilt, insecurity, powerlessness, jealousy, anger, doubt. These types of emotions, impatience. Have you ever felt desperate to lose weight? That you don't even care, you're going to take the pill? You're going to take those pills to lose this weight because you're desperate to feel what? Desperate to feel the emotions that are about higher up on the chart, feeling desperate to feel acceptance, feeling desperate to feel freedom, feeling desperate to feel these other emotions. But here's the thing is that an emotion of desperation, let's say you go on a diet because you're feeling desperate. Desperation will never allow you to receive empowerment. It will never allow you to feel confident. If you want to release weight so that you can feel acceptable, so you can feel confident, so you can feel cute in your clothes, so that you could feel success or hope or whatever it is, desperation can never bring you the opposite type of emotion. That's just not how it works. Desperation brings more desperation. Empowerment and gratitude and acceptance and love and joy, those are going to get more of themselves and even greater, lead to more things. Hope brings about more joy. Gratitude brings about more love. Whereas desperation or self-loathing, many of us spend time loathing our bodies or thinking, oh, maybe they're okay, but they'd be so much better if they'd look different. Now, don't get me wrong. It's okay to have a preference to desire to release weight off your body, whether it's because you want to feel healthier, you want to experience your body different. I'm all about that. That's what I'm teaching people how to do, is to release fat off your body that you don't want. But I'm teaching you how to do it in a way that is for forever, that is from the inside out, that's not skipping corners. If you want to be someone who maintains an ideal weight without all of the back and forth and resistance to staying there, then you have to create an internal framework of thoughts and emotions to support that change. Because then once you've achieved that loss of fat, then you just stay there because it's a reflection of who you actually truly are. It's just who you are. You don't have to fight against anything. It's just a reflection of what you've created from the inside out. And that begins here. Guilt and shame will bring you down. It might motivate you for short-term changes, but it will never bring about the long-term true change that you are seeking. You have to instead tap into love, acceptance, gratitude, optimism, empowerment. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, how do I do that? How do I do that? I have to lose the weight before I can feel that. And that is incorrect. You have to start to feel and channel those emotions now. And you might now be thinking, well, Carrie, how do I do that? How do I do that? Because I fully believe that I am not where I'm supposed to be, that my body's not what she's supposed to be, or I have aches and pains, or I don't feel good, I'm not healthy. How can I feel grateful for a body that I feel trapped in? How can I feel grateful or happy or fully acceptable? If I fully accept myself now, then how will I ever change? Our brain gets it backwards so often, and diet mentality has taught us this wrong for so long. If your desires to lose fat is to bring about greater health, you have to tap into the health that you already have and be grateful for that. And from that point, begin to move forward to greater health and greater love and greater acceptance. For me, this is how it looked. I didn't spend a lot of time necessarily hating my body, like so overtly. It was more like covert. It used to be, oh, I appreciate my body. She's a gift. But ... she'd be so much better. And I will appreciate her so much more when she weighs this, when she's this size, when she looks like this, whatever I had decided. But when I put all that away and instead stopped thinking, and this was a big thing, I switched this thought. I used to think, not where I'm supposed to be, not who I'm supposed to be, which left me desperate, which left me feeling low, shame. I changed that. And instead I replaced that thought with, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in this moment. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in this moment. And when I went all in love and acceptance in the present moment, then what happens is that I gain lots of power and awareness to be able to change the moments that follow. And so I no longer thought that there was something wrong with my body. I had a preference for where I wanted my body to go. I wanted her to release weight and have it be sustainable without all the mental crazy chatter in my brain. But I wanted it to be for forever. So when I channeled that thought, when I really helped visualize that thought and journal about that thought and read content that supported that way of thinking, that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, then I felt such deep gratitude and appreciation and love and joy for my body. And my choices reflected that, because from those emotions, I made choices that supported the future result that I was seeking. I just so badly wanted to feel content with my body. So I had to begin to feel content now. And from that emotion, I made choices that allowed me to go towards my preference. So just because you prefer your body to be different does not mean that the present moment is wrong. The present moment is exactly how it's supposed to be. And when you can accept that, then you stop resisting what is. That's the title of the book, actually. And go all in on it, love it, accept it. And with that, you get to create whatever you want in the future, because that's the quality, those upward spiraling emotions. If you're a person of faith, this is what we call fruits of the spirit type of emotions. Those are the type of emotions that create. Whereas low frequency emotions, those are the type of emotions that are damming, meaning they dam our growth. They keep us from going where we want to go. Let me get out a screen share here. So pick one emotion or one thought that you notice playing out in your mind, change the thought, or write down what emotions are you seeking to have by, like, if you think of yourself now and you think of yourself in the future that's already released the weight permanently, what does your future self get to feel that you currently don't get to feel? Those emotions, if it's, if it's relief, if it's success, if it's acceptance, love, confidence, whatever emotion it is, pick one and start to channel that right now. Thanks so much. Also hit like and subscribe, and you can get more of this content moving forward. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.